All right, guys, can you believe it? Happy Monday, Labor Day. It is football week. Yes, football is back. I can't believe it. I'm excited. I'm giddy. We got football, real football, not preseason football this week. Who's pumped up? Who's amped up? If you're on YouTube, smash that thumbs up. I want to get the energy high because everything we've been working in the offseason with the fantasy, with the studying, with the anticipation is finally here this week. We don't have to go another Sunday without football for a long time. Football is back, guys. This Thursday, we got the Rams and the Bills. I'm super excited. Now, I want you guys to join a Survivor pool with me. This is exciting, guys. Survivor pool with the counselor. And I want you guys to DM me your results at Fantasy Football Counselor. Go to mybookie.ag right now. That's mybookie.ag. Use code FFC when you sign up for Fantasy Football Counselor. Go there right on the homepage. You're able to join a Survivor pool. Okay, guys, go try this. Pick the winner every single week, guys. I'm excited to see how you guys do. DM me your results. And the guy that makes it the farthest, I may give away a signed Kyler Murray rookie card that I have, or other prizes, okay, guys, to the top winners, okay? I want to see how far you guys get into this pool, so DM me your results at Fantasy Football Counselor, tag results. But again, how to enter the pool, guys, that's mybookie.ag, use code FFC. This is the site I use to enhance my game watching experience. Go do that right now. Remember to use that code FFC, all right? Go do that, all right? So today we're talking about bold predictions. I'm excited to dive into this. I'm going to throw you back in your seat. I'm going to wow you guys. I'm super excited. Bold predictions. I've got 2, 4, I've got 6 bold predictions. I may add some more here. We're having a discussion. I'm going to give you guys some bold predictions going into this NFL season for fantasy that may actually happen. So buckle up. I'm going to throw you back in your seat. Let's get to it. Bold predictions before we get into the season. Big bold predictions. Let's get to it. All right, guys, we are talking big, bold predictions. Football is back. The show is brought to you by Manscaped.com. Go treat yourself right now. Use code SHOWERLINE20. Try the body wash. Try the deodorant. Try the shampoo. Try the trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. Trim your chest. Trim your balls. Experience the products, guys. I only promote products I believe in. Manscaped.com. The code you want to use upon checkout is SHOWERLINE20. Go enhance your grooming, your whole grooming and scent and how you smell and how you look experience, guys. I'm telling you, once you try Manscaped products, you'll never look back. That's manscaped.com. Try the underwear, by the way. Manscaped.com, SHOWERLINE20 upon checkout. Go try it out. All right, let's talk about bold predictions. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We go hard all year long. We're going to be talking about starts and sits. We're going to be talking about waiver wires. We're going to be talking about breaking NFL news. So now is the time to subscribe. Don't say, well, Joe just helped me, with my draft. That's it. No. This is where we begin. This is where the fun begins with the NFL news. Like I said, the breaking news. Everything's going to be here in shorts and reels, all that stuff. So subscribe, guys. Hit the subscribe button. If you're on the podcast, we go year round. This doesn't end here once the draft ends. So make sure you guys click subscribe. All right. First bold prediction. Are you ready? Are you sitting back? Are you buckled in? Hold on. I just had to lift up my armchairs here the arms on my chairs here. So I'm all comfortable here. I'm ready to shock the world with these bold predictions. And the funny thing is, not even funny, these things could happen. If we go back to last year, I said Debo was better than Ayuk. People are like, you're crazy. I said Kupp was better than, what's his name? Robert Woods. And I was right. And I said Dalvin Cook's going to bust. He finished 16th amongst running backs. He busted last year. Okay. I said all these things and more. I said Najee Harris will beat Christian McCaffrey in fantasy points. And look out. What happened? Najee Harris beat Christian McCaffrey in fantasy points. Injuries do count when I talk about this stuff, all right? So I factor in injuries. Yes, you can't predict injuries, but you know that what goes up must come down sometimes. You can only have such a perfect year, okay? So let's talk about the first bold prediction, and that first bold prediction is Damien Pierce. Yes, Damien Pierce, the hyped-up running back that I was talking about before he was hyped up. Now, I wouldn't just jump on this hype train. If you go back to my Instagram, I talked about Damien Pierce stashing him. I said, make sure you stash this guy. There's a ton of upside for him. He's in an opportunity to succeed. And I had the beat writer on, the actual beat writer, Aaron Wilson, on my show. And I told him right to his face, Marlon Mack sucks. Years to wow us, we're not wowed. I said straight up, Marlon Mack sucks. He's like, well, the team's telling us, we're hearing all this stuff, Marlon Mack is starting. Marlon Mack is cut. He's not even on the practice squad. As of today, I just heard he's not even on the practice squad. They believe in Damien Pierce, but obviously I was talking about this on an Instagram reel, and I mentioned that it's a lot of politics behind it in the NFL where they don't tell you, like, straight up, man, like, this guy is going to be our starter. They don't say, hey, man, Damien Pierce is going to be our starter. They don't tell you that straight up. You know, a lot of teams may be hindering from saying that because they don't want to hurt the feelings of the veterans. And that's not a good way to, you know, draft your fantasy team or project players, because at the end of the day, man, you got to think outside the box and see the upside. Well, you look at a team. Well, Sammy Watkins, for example, on Green Bay. I'm wearing a Green Bay hat today. Sammy Watkins, okay? Years to wow us, we're not wowed. He sucks. They brought in the young, dynamic talent, Christian Watson. Now, Christian Watson's off everybody's radar. I have him stashed on all my rosters. He was a little banged up in preseason and training camp, right? He had the knee scope or whatever, minor surgery. So he was hindered, but got in right in the nick of time, so he should hopefully be starting week 1. The point I'm trying to make is, like, he was off the radar, but everyone's talking, oh, Sammy Watkins has looked the best he's ever looked. Like, come on, man. Like, let's be honest. You spent a second-round pick on Christian Watson. You're not going to bench him. Like, I don't see it. Even with Kenneth Walker, right? All this talk about Rashad Penny. If you believed in Rashad Penny, they wouldn't have drafted a second-round pick in Kenneth Walker. So a lot of these guys, they're not being talked about, or the veterans ahead of them are being talked, you know, and hyped up. And I think that's just more of out of respect, which is not a good way to handle business. Or maybe they just say, hey, you know what? We're not going to let everybody know about our secret weapon, our bright spot on the roster, which is Kenneth Walker, Christian Watson. Again, I'm using those guys as examples, right? And Damien Pierce, another example. They've hyped up Marlon Mack. He's our starter. He's our veteran. He's a 1,000-yard rusher before. BS. He couldn't even beat Jonathan Taylor for the job. He lost his job to Taylor. There's no way he's going to beat Damien Pierce. Now you're saying, well, Taylor's special. No. It's just that Marlon Mack sucks. All right? So that's my first bold prediction. Damien Pierce beats Dalvin Cook in points. Why? Because Dalvin Cook can't finish season. So this is based on Damien Pierce obviously getting the starting job, getting that workhorse volume, being underrated, being hungry, being dynamic, being, you know, powerful as he looked in those short bursts of runs we saw, right, with an improved O-line with the Texans. And, you know, the efficient Davis Mills at quarterback. I see the Texans doing better than people think this year. I think they're going to shock a lot of people. Damien Pierce is going to be a part of that recipe. But again, Dalvin Cook, he doesn't finish season, so you factor in injury, guaranteed to miss 3 to 4 games, and Damien Pierce taking that job. So again, Dalvin Cook sitting 4th on the consensus, Damien Pierce sitting 30th. Okay, so the mainstream consensus analysts are telling you now draft him 7th round, 8th round, right? I'm saying maybe even 3rd or 4th because he's got that upside, talent, youth, and hunger, right? And he's an opportunity to succeed. And that position is so scarce with the running back. You don't want to miss out on opportunities, right? Bold prediction number 2. I've got 6 of them for you. I may pepper in some more. Nico Collins or Nico Collins or both of them possibly Alec Pierce. Nico Collins or Alec Pierce. You don't know who they are. Nico Collins is the wide receiver 2 with Davis Mills, who's going to be ultra efficient, is being slept on. I'm talking about the Texans again. Yes, I am. And Alec Pierce, who was a 2nd-round pick, I believe it was, for the Colts. One of the best pure deep pass threats. One of the best wide receiver rookies drafted in the 2022 draft class at wide receiver. Speedster, great route runner, good hands. So Nico Collins or Alec Pierce will beat. You ready for this? T. Higgins in fantasy points. Now, it doesn't seem that bold, right? Like, we're probably 8 weeks in the season. You're like, oh, well, that was Captain Obvious, Joe. But as of right now, T. Higgins is coming off in the 3rd round. He's a wide receiver 2 on his team. Surprise, surprise. Nico Collins and Alec Pierce are also wide receiver 2s on their team. Here's the difference. I can get Alec Pierce, and I did get Alec Pierce for literally free, and he's going undrafted. And come week 1, week 2, week 3, one of those weeks, or even week 4, everyone's going to say Alec Pierce is a waiver wire wonder. I didn't discover Alec Pierce. Nobody talked to him after he gets his first breakout touchdown. Waiver wire wonder. Like, it's so obvious, right? Like, and they don't see it. And Nico Collins as well. Again, John Mechie, very unfortunate, had cancer. Hopefully he's healing with that properly. He was drafted very early by the Texans because they needed more wide receiver depth for Mills. They just brought in O.J. Howard. They've got Nico Collins. Nico Collins takes a step up this year, becomes the wide receiver 2 on the team. He's got that rapport with Davis Mills, and either or beats T. Higgins in fantasy points. Now, again, it seems bold now, But come during the season, it won't seem as bold, right? The same type of thing happened last year, right? It was such a bold prediction to say Deebo Samuel was better than Ayuk. Such a bold prediction to say Cooper Kupp is going to beat Robert Woods. It was such a bold prediction to put Najee Harris ahead of CMC and Dalvin Cook and Nick Chubb, and he beat them all, and I said that, right? It was a bold prediction back then, but now, oh, well, we knew that all along, didn't we? No, you didn't. You didn't know squat. All right, let's keep going here, all right? Bold prediction number 3. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button, and again, guys, go treat yourself, manscaped.com. Go try the deodorant and the trimmer. You'll be very happy. Showerline20. Go use that code. You'll be happy. And DM me what you bought. I'm really curious what you guys bought. I care about your grooming and your health. Manscaped.com, Showerline20. Go get it, all right? And again, that Survivor Pool. That Survivor Pool, guys. Make sure you guys join as well. MyBookie.ag. Use code FFC. FFC for that, right? MyBookie.ag. Go join the Survivor Pool. It's available right now on the homepage. You can join and DM me your results, okay? I'm doing some card giveaways for the best winner there. All right, so bold prediction number 3. Saquon Barkley, I've got it right here, finishes top 3 among running backs in fantasy points and smashes everybody, including Eckler, including Cook, including Christian McCaffrey, and DeAndre Swift, who are all currently sitting and ranked ahead of him. Saquon Barkley finishes top 3. The only 2 people that I see beating him are maybe Derrick Henry and Najee Harris. So Saquon Barkley finishes top 3 in fantasy points among running backs, and smashes guys like, and I got to emphasize this because people don't know when I say top 3, they're like, oh, okay, just top 3, but you don't realize what's happening. Eckler, Cook, CMC, and Swift, perfect example, a couple guys that are ranked currently ahead of Saquon Barkley, who's sitting just outside the top 10 on the Chiefs ranking, who was sitting 17th, and he moved up because people are now starting to see the light, right? Improved O-line contract year, all that fun stuff. And he's hungry, and he's got a chip on his shoulder. So Saquon Barkley finishes top 3, and it seems bold now, but it won't seem as bold when we're going into, end of the season or halfway through the season, all right? If he stays healthy, obviously. Health is a big factor. All right. Bold prediction number 4. Big bold prediction number 4. I should have brought the sheep back. Connor the Consheepsis. He hasn't been on the show for a couple episodes. Maybe we'll bring him back. Drop a comment if you guys want to see Connor. And again, hit that like button to show your enthusiasm. The season is back. Football is back. All right, here we go. 2 rookie wide receivers, guys. So there's 2 rookie wide receivers. My hair is coming out of my hat and it looks ridiculous. I got to fix this. All right, 2 rookie wide receivers, guys. My hair was out the entire episode. You guys didn't tell me. Wardrobe malfunction. So 2 rookie wide receivers, okay, rookies, will finish top 12 amongst wide receivers this year. So I think there's a ton of talent at wide receiver this year that are rookies, okay? I'm only going to name 2 that I'm going to name a couple, actually. I mean, you've got Jameson Williams, who won't really get started till, a little later in the season. He's good. You got Garrett Wilson. You've got Alec Pierce. You've got a ton of rookies. Treylon Burks, who I really like. Drake London's the guy I see maybe cracking this. Alec Pierce. I like George Pickens. There's a ton of good ones. 2 of them are going to break the top 12. And again, all of them are being slept on by the Chiefs. It's ranked 30th, 40th, 70th, 80th amongst consensus rankings, so amongst wide receivers. But if you got 16 rounds, you got them at the right ADP, and they're stashed on your bench accordingly on a bulletproof roster. So Christian Watson, another one, right? Romeo Doubs could emerge. So 2 of them. Now, which 2 specifically you're asking me? That's tough to gauge. In regards to the positions that they're in right now, Drake London's in a prime position to finish top 10, top 12. So is Christian Watson if he gets that volume and he becomes the wide receiver 1. So is Treylon Burks. I think a lot of people are sleeping on him, okay? So there's 3 right there that could finish top 12. So my bold prediction is 2 rookie wide receivers finish in the top 12. Hopefully I said that right at the beginning. You guys understand it. 2 rookie wide receivers finish top 12 in fantasy points amongst wide receivers, all right? Drake London, Treylon Burks, 2 of them, okay? Not sure which 2 exactly because, again, there's so many of them, so many good opportunities. But even to say 2, but my best prediction is maybe Treylon Burks, Christian Watson, or Drake London. Maybe even Alec Pierce. All right, those are the guys I like. All right, number 5 here. All right, this is going to turn a lot of heads and upset a lot of people. Cooper Kupp finishes outside. You ready for this one? It's bold. It's big and bold. I didn't just say bold. This is big and bold, right? I promise big. I promise bold. I always return the headline, Okay, big and bold. You guys asked for big and bold. That's what you clicked on. Cooper Kupp finishes outside the top 20 amongst wide receivers in fantasy points. You heard it here first. Cooper Kupp. An injury counts. I don't care. I don't care. Injury counts. You can't predict injury, Joe. How could you wish injury upon people? I don't wish nothing on anybody. I'm just telling you, once Cinderella went to the ball or whatever it is and wore the glass slipper and the beautiful dress, bibbity bobbity boo, it was a perfect season last year. Perfect. It was like, I want to do that picture. I'm doing that picture thing with my hands. It was picture perfect. It was that perfect season for Cooper Kupp. 1,947 receiving yards, 16 touchdowns, 191 targets, 145 receptions. It was so big I memorized it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe those stats are wrong. I'm not looking at anything. I'm just talking off the top of my head because I'm a statistical king in my head now. I do this too much. But here's the thing. Even if he doesn't finish, even let's say he finishes top 10, he's going to decline. We know he's going to decline. He's good enough to pass for me, predicated on the fact that I know he's going to decline. So he's a big pass for me. He's a big no. So Cooper Kupp's a no for me. And I think he's going to finish outside the top 20, injury included. Big decline. There's already talk about, what's his name? Matt Stafford and his elbow issue. There's talk about it lingering the entire season, his throwing elbow, and then McVay saying, no, he's fine, blah, blah, blah. I don't believe anything these coaches say. I don't think he's fine. I really don't think. Coming off that Super Bowl, it's going to be a Super Bowl hangover, bottom line. There's no way they're going to duplicate what they did last year. And Thursday is going to be a good example of this. So we're going to see what Cooper Kupp's made of on Thursday. And again, it may not be week 1. Maybe he comes out strong week 1 or week 2, week 3. But believe me, he will not duplicate those numbers. And there's going to be a significant decline. Not just a little decline, a significant, and injuries count, pushing Cooper Kupp outside the top 20. That's my bold prediction, all right? All right, last one here, more of a NFL stat. And I didn't pull up the actual, the most rushing yards by running back, although I should pull that up here. Most rushing yards in a season here. Now, here's my bold prediction before I get into that. All right, Eric Dickerson, 1984, 2,105 rushing yards. Yeah, 2,000 is very hard to break, okay? Only a handful of people did it. Adrian Peterson did it with 2,097 back in 2012. Almost broke Dickerson's record of 2,105. So I want to get that out. So Derrick Henry breaks the running back record for yards and maybe even attempts and even touchdowns. But rushing yards, Derrick Henry breaks the record for most rushing yards in a season by running back. That's my bold prediction. All right, this was set by Eric Dickerson in 1984. But records are meant to be broken. Now, he had 379 attempts that year, 2,105 yards on the ground, 5.6 yards per carry, 14 touchdowns, with his longest rush being 66 yards. Now, let me repeat that. 2,105 yards on 379 attempts, 14 touchdowns, all right? Eric Dickerson, 1984, people. Peterson came close in 2012, 348 attempts. So he had less attempts and almost broke that, averaging 6 yards per carry. Now, he had 2,097 yards, 12 touchdowns, and his 82-yard was his long one, okay? So when you look at this, guys, I mean, records are meant to be broken. This is the year that Derrick Henry could do it, okay? This is it, Derrick Henry. I know you had the foot injury. You're due for a bounce back. This is the year. And guess who's in line to capitalize that from a fantasy perspective? Say I and drop a comment, because it's me, because I've got Derrick Henry in a lot of leagues as part of my robust RB strategy, and I'm excited. All right, guys? So that's my big bold prediction. Derrick Henry smashes records. Cooper Kupp finishes outside the top 20 in fantasy points among wide receivers. At least two wide receivers, rookies, are going to finish in the top 12, okay, amongst wide receivers. Saquon Barkley smashes everybody, finishes top 3 in fantasy points. Nico Collins and/or Alec Pierce beat T. Higgins and maybe even Jalen Waddle in fantasy points this year. And Damien Pierce beats Dalvin Cook in fantasy points this year. Those are big. Those are bold. As of right now, you think, strap that guy up in the loony bin, strap a straitjacket on that guy. He's nuts. But this is very, very doable. This is very viable. And these are my big, bold predictions this year. Guys, I'm excited. Fantasy football is here. NFL football is here. Go treat yourself. Manscaped.com, Showerline 20. Subscribe. We're going hard this whole season and year round. News, waiver wire, starts and sits, everything you need. Breaking news, everything right here, guys. And join the Discord group below. I'm out. I appreciate you guys. We will talk soon. Football's back.